How's everyone going this Avi on this beautiful Saturday afternoon? DUANEO here for our episode 27 of the DUANEO podcast, bringing you part 4 of the Byron Bay Hardcore series. And I've done something a bit different. I've gone way back, going back to the VHS era, February 2005 at the Byron Bay Youth Centre. And if you haven't checked the recent episodes that I put out, the last episode I did was Survival from Byron Bay Hardcore 2012. So I've gone for something completely different, something a bit more unique, and something from the glory days of Byron Bay Hardcore. Not to say that the ones that I featured recently weren't glory days, but we're talking when Byron Bay Hardcore was at its prime. And to put this into some justification, the band that I'm about to feature, I've only released one demo, and if you're about one of the 100 that are lucky you've got a copy of this demo, you can't find this shit on Spotify. You can't find this anywhere. This is rare of rare. I'll put my hand up. I've got one of the copies there somewhere, so I've at least got this in digital form. But it's by the name of XChuck Norris, and which it consists of currently 3/5 of the lineup of Parkway Drive. And this is when you see this footage, this is just raw VHS style, scrappy shit sound. But as I said to you in the last episode, that's what we come to suspect of hardcore. It's not going to be Spielberg. It's not going to be Netflix quality, and you wouldn't want it to be. It's raw, unedited, and it's Byron Bay hardcore quality. Let's put it that way. So speaking about today's episode, XChuck Norris. So to those who are unfamiliar with XChuck Norris, like a lot of these bands I featured, they weren't around for the longest time, probably more so in this case. Unlike the other bands that I've featured, XChuck Norris, as I just alluded to, 3/5, well, 2/5 at the time of the lineup of Parkway Drive. Winston, Ben, and Jaya, who was actually playing guitar. As you know, he plays bass for Parkway today, but he was playing guitar for XChuck Norris. So I think what put these guys to a screeching halt when they've crossed over the finish line with XChuck Norris was this about July 2005. They played their last show. So you will probably remember that a couple of months after that, Parkway Drive were churning out Killing with a Smile. They had the CD launch, and they went on the big tour, and then they've been touring extensively ever since then. So I think the writing was on the wall just after they went over to the States and released recorded Killing with a Smile. And so knowing that what was on the table for them, they probably couldn't nurture XChuck Norris to what it deserved. But when XChuck Norris was around, it was some of the most fun Byron Bay hardcore shows to memory. I was privileged to see these guys about 9 times, maybe 10, and every experience that I had and was memorable, to put it lightly. A lot of crowd participation. Mosh pits were brutal, as you come to expect. They weren't a very brutal band. Let's put it that way. But they were a very, very energetic band, and they delivered a message. Of course, they're a straight edge band, and they just took to the masses every night. So they started up in about 2004. I recall they played first with Last Nerve, Miles Away, I believe, were on tour. It was that Last Nerve, Miles Away tour with Parkway. Other than a couple of shows in Byron, XChuck Norris didn't really pull double duty with Parkway. There was only 2 occasions I can remember. They were very separate on their billing. They might have done Hardcore 2005 to Memory Down Sydney, don't quote me. They might have double duty then, but they were very different sides of the corner. And the other thing too, with just having a look over some old notes, that XChuck Norris were played to a very diverse crowd. They played from everybody from Days End, who aren't even a hardcore band. They're a melodic death metal band from Sydney. That was when they went on tour with Stronger Than Hate from Sydney. So two Sydney bands going on tour, and Chuck Norris had the local support. Lynch Martyr, which are a band from the coast who are a melodic death metal hardcore band, to behind Crimson Eyes, who, as you know, are an emo band, and everything in between. So then they played just about every other hardcore band that filtered through Byron. From these Wounds from Brisbane, another metalcore band, and then Miles Away, Last Nerve, who are more traditional hardcore bands. So they fitted the bill, playing diversely with all them. So this one I'm about to show you is when they actually headlined back in February 2005. They played with Night Flight Opus, band from Brizzy. The Craft, which we didn't really, that was my one and only time seeing. They weren't around for very long at all. I think they might have had a name change here or there. And I think that could have been a bit, trying to remember on top of my head here, but could have been Dan who's now playing in Anti Affliction now. I think that was his band. Again, could be completely wrong. And this was actually Power Slam, and I'm going to try and get some Power Slam stuff up. This was their first ever show. They played first on this lineup, and Chuck Norris, of course, was the headliner. So this was back, and another bit of trivia here, and you'll see this in the footage, that Winston, after playing the first couple of songs, announcing this show was actually on the actual Chuck Norris's birthday. So that was a little bit of trivia worthwhile. And as I alluded to, this was actually their demo launch. Now that I remember, I did make mention that they released 100, if you were lucky to get your hands on one, 100 copies of their demo. They didn't release anything else. You won't see it on Spotify or anything else. So if you're one of the lucky 100 that have heard the amateur recording of the demo, then you're sitting on $1 million. I know that I am anyway. So I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think, and please do subscribe. I'll churn out some more of these. If I can get the subscriber rate up, I'll get more concerts out for you guys and girls. Hope you're doing well wherever you're watching. Hopefully, if you are in lockdown, be safe. I know it's crazy times here, but hopefully this will soften the blow, and we'll go on looking forward. DUANEO signing out. Enjoy Chuck Norris. Have a good afternoon.
Before we go on, this is a weird coincidence, but tonight we're chucking it down the first time ever, and it's also the actual real deal Chuck Norris's birthday. I don't know how the fuck this happened.